Yo, what up? So today we're going to be reacting to Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. I can't believe I've never reacted to this. She recently put out a new music video for it. I haven't seen it. I have never really dissected Mariah Carey's vocals on this channel before. My name is Tristan. I'm going to be your vocal coach. So let's just go. I guess these are her kids in this video.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need.
This is the first time I've ever listened to this song using like decent earbuds. 99.9% of the time I'm listening to this at a mall that I don't want to be at, played over speakers that sound absolutely horrible. I'm a little bit in awe so far.
I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree.
Ooh.
I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true.
I know why this is so iconic now. Her vocals here are so powerful, but still so light at the same time. She has this way of doing that with her voice. Back before they auto-tuned everything too. Hey! Dude, the beat with the bells? I didn't even know that was part of the song. I love how elegant she's looking throughout this music video. Girl, she's slaying. She's serving us so many looks. She's this cute. I feel like she comes from an era where like vocals were really expected from singers, which is a bit strange to say. Like being able to sing high, being able to do whistles, being able to really belt, being able to pull it back and be soft. A lot of singers today tend to kind of really hyper focus into one particular area in terms of singing. Mariah Carey seems like she was able to just kind of do whatever the hell she wanted and is probably the greatest singer of all time in her prime. One of, at least. If you really think about it, 30 years ago or whatever, when was this recorded? Just about damn near 30 years ago. 30 years ago, there wasn't really an internet, right? And that's how most of us these days are learning a lot about singing technique is through the internet. And there's a lot of really great singing technique information out there. Back then, you kind of either, oh, I'm sorry, Queen Cat. And so that kind of makes it even more impressive, people who sang so well back then, because their access to information was so limited. The other thing that she's able to really very wonderfully do is jump between those more quiet-ish, held type of sounds into these very big, super belty, open, almost dark sounding vowels. So right here. Oh, the lights are shining. What is she saying? Do you see that? The jump between the oh and the lights are shining. Like two very distinct different sounds, but weaving them together throughout this entire bridge. To be honest, I've never heard this bridge. By the time this bridge comes on in the malls, I'm tuned out. That must have been like an E, at least a high E, with the amount of power that she had on it as well. It is a high E. She accomplishes that in particular by using a lot of this like very twangy type of a sound, super high up in pitch. But I mean, really, she's just f***ing good. Because it's so crazy how effortless that sounds and how huge it also sounds at the same time. But she can do everything. And you can really hear, especially she goes up in pitch and she has these type vowels, especially all the way up towards that E. They almost will always have some degree of this hold. And she's just a master at that. You could hear all of that there. Hey! Oh! Are those her kids? They're good dancers. So not only does she have complete and utter mastery of her entire like chest voice range, let's say, her head voice into her whistle is just absolutely phenomenal. Her vocals actually serve this entire song, don't they? Even at the end here, she's just wailing up there. Even towards the end there, did you hear that? I would love to hear that live. You can hear that. You can really hear that sound on it, right? It's so sharp, it's so twangy. She's not dragging up a bunch of chest voice weight. She's not dragging up a bunch of she's not doing none of that. It's just so precise. It's on the note every single time. Holy shit. She's so loose. There's that high E. It's quieter than I would have thought. Oh, I guess this is down a half step. Whatever. It's pretty common for singers to do that live, especially something this vocally demanding. But also that shows that it's live. But still, notice how she's not just she's not just wailing as loud as she can to get to the note. She's mastered this like the little bit of a hold I was talking about earlier, in combination with finding a way to lighten things up as she goes up, but using the twangy bit to keep things so sharp and on point. See if that makes sense. Even if you don't know anything about singing, see if you can listen for that. Three things. She has this like right? Where it's very small almost. She's able to obviously get a lot more power and depth to it, but it's not like she's like just pulling everything she possibly can to get up to that note. Her technique is impeccable. Holy shit. I did not think I'd be so impressed by this song. The thing that's also so impressive about her is how agile she is, like in her body, like how much she can move and how relaxed she's able to stay throughout the entire thing. A lot of people say and think that breast support is about gripping something or holding something, but when you watch a lot of the greatest singers, there's no gripping or holding. Yeah, the only one gripping and holding things is you at night. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. Don't tell your kids what that means, and be sure you check me out over on TikTok as well as on Patreon. On my Patreon, I go into way more technical detail. That's where all the real juicy stuff is, because these YouTube videos are just not a great place for me to really go in depth. So go ahead and check out my Patreon if you're interested in that. And until next time, Tristan. And Tristan. I hope you all have a very happy holidays. Peace.